Hi there, welcome back to JD Answers. Today I have the Miofive S1 Dash Cam app review. I'm going to show you how to connect to the app. We're going to go over all the menus and every setting in the app.
All right, I'm going to utilize the QR code from the dash cam itself to download. All right, I'm going to scan the QR code. There it is, miofive.com. All right, so it automatically went to Google Play and it went to install since I have an Android phone. So now I'm going to hit install. It's installing. All right, now I'm going to open up the app. I'm going to accept the terms. Now I'm going to allow it to take pictures and record videos while using this app only. I'm going to allow Miofive to use my location while using the app only. All right, going to let it to use my position for GPS and notifications. I can hit allow. On this one, I'm going to put don't allow. Access your photos while we drive. Yes, because that way it could download my videos to my cell phone. All right, so now we're at the main menu of the Miofive app. So I'm going to go ahead and go to devices. And we're going to select the dash cam I have. And the dash cam that I have is the one on the right. All right, it wants us to hold the OK button for 5 seconds. So we're going to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, it took it there. We're going to hit connect.
You can see the dash cam icon where there's a green oval and it says Wi-Fi. That means it's connected.
All right, I'm going to hit enter. Now it gives you several options. You could go to a live feed, review your album, or go to about device. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit live view. All right, so we're at the main screen, and when we opened it, we automatically got an alert. It said there is a new device voice pack to upgrade. So we're going to go ahead and hit OK to upgrade it. So basically what you do is you choose the language you want, and it'll automatically upgrade. And then I left it on English, and then I went back. All right, so we're back to the main screen, and we did the update. We know what language we want, and if you want a different language, you were able to choose a different language. Now, when I first look at the screen, it's a little dark, but we do have a lot of overcast. I got a tree right above me, so I'm getting a lot of shade. But on the main screen, let's take a look what we got there. If we look at the top left of the display screen, you're going to see a red dot with REC. That is indicating the dash cam is recording. On the bottom left, you're going to see the miles per hour red icon. And right now it's at 0 because we are parked. Underneath that, you're going to have the Miofive S1 stamp. And then underneath that, you're going to have the time and date stamp. And also you're going to have the miles per hour again. And then on the right side in the middle, you see the microphone icon. That's indicating that the microphone is active. If it was not active, there'll be a red line through the microphone. On the bottom right of the display screen, you're going to see a toggle screen to toggle from the portrait view to a landscaping view. So let's select landscaping view and see how that looks, which takes the full screen of your cell phone. Now on this screen, if you press on the screen, you see a submenu comes up. And the right side, you can see the microphone, the toggle screen, and underneath it, you're going to see a picture icon. Now, if you click on that, it's going to take a picture. So let's go ahead and click on that. And you see in the bottom of the display screen, it says saved. We're going to do it one more time. And there it goes. It is saved. All right, let's get back out of there. In the top left, you see a back arrow. We'll click out of there. On the top right, you're going to see a settings icon. Let's get in there and let's go over the settings. Now on the first tab, you see video. Underneath it says data overview. So let's go ahead and select that. And this is pretty much all the stamps that are going to be inside your display screen and or your video footage. And the first one that's highlighted is the logo. Now the logo is the Miofive S1 stamp. Now if you don't want that on there, you could take that off. Underneath that one is your timestamp. Now we click on that. Right now you could put it on off where you don't have the date. But for insurance purposes and for claims, you want to have the date on there. And you can select the format that you want. Right now, it's a month, date, year. That is fine. That's what I want. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it on the default and arrow back. Next one is your speed display. This is your miles per hour that's on the recording and the dash cam. I'm going to leave it on. Next one is your unit system. This is where you could select it to miles per hour or kilometers per hour. I'm going to leave it on the default on miles. Arrow back one more time since we're done. Next one is your resolution. You can select it on 4K, 2K, or full HD. Well, I bought this one for 4K, so we're going to go to leave it on 4K, and we're going to arrow back out. Next one is your time-lapse schedule. On here, you can select disabled, 24 hours, 16 hours, 8 hours, or 4 hours. In order to use this, you need to have the Miofive Dashcam hardwire kit. So if you're driving long distance and you want to save some drive space on your Dashcam, you could select a time that you want to put it on. And it's going to save space on my Dashcam because it's going to look like it's on fast forward, but not too fast where you can't read any detailed information like license plates. So this is just an option if you want to use this, or you can use this every day to save some drive space. But the Miofive S1 Dashcam gives you the option for the maximum drive space of 512 gigabyte micro SD card that you can install on your Dashcam. And my recommendation is always use the maximum SD card because your emergency files, your parking files are taking space from your loop recording. And I'll put links in the description down below for some options of some SD cards. So I'm going to choose disabled and we're going to hit arrow back out. The next one is your exposure. If you want to adjust your video footage exposure, for example, if you drive a lot during the day facing the sun, you might want to minus it to darken it. I'm going to leave it on 0. It's up to you. This is your preference. I'm going to arrow back out. The next tab is volume. And the first one is voice settings. So we're going to click on that. And there was an upgrade where we select this. So I'm going to leave it on English, arrow back out. Next one is your speaker volume. Now this is the voice that comes out from the Dashcam. And if you're taking advantage of the alerts, you may want to leave it on default medium or set it on high if you really can't hear it. Because a lot of times we have our music on or radio on, so you may want to do that. I'm going to leave it on default and arrow back out. Next one is your microphone. And right now it's active, it's on, it's recording, so it's not going to let us to close that out. Next one is parking guard. And when the first tab, it says parking guard sensitivity. We're going to select that one and it's disabled. In order to use this, you need to have the Miofive Dashcam hardwire kit because on the specified hardwire kits, when you install it, the options for parking monitoring will appear on your Dashcam. If you don't use the right ones, it's not going to appear on your Dashcam. But I'll put a link in the description down below for the Miofive Dashcam hardwire kit. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and select all notifications because I got several videos on how to install a hardwire kit. I'll show you step by step on how to install the hardwire kit into your vehicle. If you don't have a hardwire kit, you hit disabled. If you do have one, you could select the sensitivity of the G sensor when it's activated. You could select low, medium, or high. Now, the higher it is, again, the more sensitivity. All right, I'm going to hit disable because I don't have it installed at this moment, but we're going to arrow back out. Next one is battery powered parking monitoring. Now, what this does, it assists the hardwire kit to ensure the dash cam turns off once it reaches a certain voltage. This is important to make sure the next time you get in your car, you're able to start your vehicle. So right now this is on. I'm going to leave it on the default. The next one is miscellaneous. And right here it says LCD auto off. And if we select it, you got 30 seconds, 1 minute, or always on. And right now it's on 1 minute. So what happens is when you turn your vehicle on, the dash cam turns on, and after 1 minute, it will turn off. Now, if you want to turn off right away, you can select 30 seconds, or you could select on. The screen will be on all the time. All right, this is your preference. I'm actually going to change it to always on since I'm doing a review of this, and I arrow back out. All right, next we have algorithm. And if we click on that again, you got 3 options: fatigue driving alarm, harsh driving alert, and stop and go reminder. Fatigue driving alarm is after a certain amount of time driving, it'll alert you that it's time to take a break. Harsh driving alert is if you're driving and you get sudden brakes or you move too fast, this will give you an alarm. Then you have the stop and go reminder. So this is if you're at a red light and the car in front of you starts to go, but you're still idling at the light,
this will tell you keep up with traffic. So it's alarming you to start moving. So this is just another good alarm to have to keep you alert when you're driving. All right, let's get out of that. And then you got camera calibration. Camera calibration is not highlighted, so we can't get in that. So we're going to back arrow out of that. Then you have emergency video, G sensor sensitivity. So this is your G sensor. You could have this disabled. You could have it low, medium, or high. If you have it disabled, well, the G sensor is not going to be activated in case you're in an accident. So that's why it's good to set it at low, medium, or high. Now, if you want it just to detect sudden impacts, then you want to keep it on low. But this is your preference. I personally set mine on low. All right, so we're going to get out of there. And the next one we have is language, which we've gone through that already. Through language, you select the language you like. Then you have your time sync method. And you could do this by the mobile app or by your GPS. And of course, your app is synced with your phone. So you could do either one. I picked GPS. All right, I'm going to back arrow out of that. Then you got your firmware update. Now here it tells you make sure you don't disconnect or log off while the update is processing. The best way to do it is when you're at your home Wi-Fi, you could connect to the internet and update faster. All right, we're going to back out of that. Then next is change dashcam Wi-Fi password. If you want to change this, you could do this at this time. Now just remember when you connect to your Wi-Fi, the password is on your dashcam in case you forget. All right, we're going to back arrow out of that. I don't want to change it at this moment. The next one is device name. So now you could go ahead and name your dashcam. So I'm just going to name it what the manufacturer is, Miofive. And I'm just going to put 1. All right, we're going to hit apply. And it's saved. Now let's just go ahead and go back into the main screen and see if we see it there on there. Now on the top of the main screen, you see Miofive 1. So that's indicating that it's on dashcam. All right, we're going to go back into settings and we're going to go to the next one, which is built-in storage. Now the first line is the current firmware version and the next one is capacity. And right now it's at 117.75. However, free space is 76.68 gigabyte. Now what it's doing is it's telling you how much your micro SD card has. Now right now I have the Miofive 128 micro SD card. So that's why it's reading the capacity of 117.75. SD cards, hard drives never give you the true disk space amount. It always goes by a reference of a number like 64, 128, 256, 512. The actual drive space will be a different number. All right, we're going to get out of that. In case you need to know how much free space you have, you got it right there. All right, we're going to back arrow out of that. And the next one is format your built-in storage. Basically, it's telling you to format your micro SD card if you want to do that. When you click OK, it's going to erase everything in your micro SD card, even your lock file. This is the only way you could delete your lock files is by formatting your micro SD card. And remember, your G sensor is taking space from your loop recording. So the more lock files you have, the less recording time you're going to have for loop recording. Now, for more information on G sensor or loop recording, I'll put links in the description down below. And this is valuable information for dashcam users. All right, we're going to hit cancel because we don't want to format anything at this moment. The next one is restore defaults. Now, in case you want to go back to defaults for any reason, you could do this at this time. I'm not going to do that. We're going to hit no. And we are done with the settings from here. We're going to go back arrow back. All right, so from our live view menu, we could go ahead and take a picture using the take photo icon on the left side. And I'm going to click on there. And the bottom you see saved. That means it took the picture. I'm going to take one more. All right, the picture is saved. So what I want to do now is I want to go to the album, which is on the right side of take photo. And it says entering album will pause recording. That's fine. We're going to hit OK.
Stop recording.
The dash cam, stop the recording. And here we have our videos. Right here is our loop recording. We're going to go down one more, and these are emergency videos. These are our G sensors activated videos. And to the right of that is our parking guard, but we don't have any. Time lapse, I don't have that set up, so we're not so I don't have any. But photos, we just took 2 pictures. And you see in the top where it says 3/19, that's the date today, and you can see where I took 2 photos. And on 3/17, I also took 2 photos. Let's click on one, and here it shows you the photo. It has a date and timestamp on the photo as well. And if you don't want this, you could go ahead and hit the delete icon, which is the bottom of the trash can, which we're going to do that. We're going to hit that and delete photo. We're going to say okay. And you can see how one is gone. All right, so what I'm going to do is select. We're going to hit the icon to the top right, select icon, and you could select which one you want. So say I want to select the top and the bottom right. Now here, we could actually download it with the download icon on the bottom right. So let's do that. Download photo, we're going to say okay. And that was quick, and they're downloaded to our cell phone. All right, so I'm going to go back to loop recording, and I'm just going to select anyone there, which I'm going to select this one. Looks like I'm driving. There it goes. You see me driving there. Again, you could delete it on the bottom left, or you could download it on the bottom right. So let's go ahead and download this one. We're going to hit OK, and you can see it downloading. All right, download is complete. Now you can also toggle to the next video or before. We're going to hit the next button, and it goes to the next recording. I'm going to go ahead one more, and there I am. So now what I'll do is I'm going to hit the back button, and it's going back. I'm going to hit it one more time, and we're back to the video. You could actually maximize the screen by hitting the maximize icon on the right side of the loop recording time of 1 minute. So I'm going to click on that, and it went to a full screen. And again, you could click on the screen and you could go to the next or the one before video if you want to do that, or you could just simply pause the video. All right, I'm going to arrow back. We're going to go back one more. I'm going to hit the select icon on the top right. I'm going to go ahead and select one video, which is right here, this one, and I'm going to select the one next to it. And again, you could download these or delete them. So I'm going to go ahead and download these 2. So you could select one video and download it, or you could select multiple videos and download it, or you could also delete them as well. Now the video downloaded. Now I want you to see this. If we scroll down, all these videos are from today because these are all loop recordings of 1 minute. Now on the bottom, you'll see additional dates. Now if you click on those, you'll get the videos of that day. So I like the way that it separates these by date. You could go back to another date and select it there. And once you're done, you could go ahead and arrow that back up and it'll minimize. Now let's go to emergency video. Let's go ahead and select one. And again, you could download it if you like, but we're going to arrow back out. We're going to hit the select icon, and we could select all or one. I'm going to select the individual with all the vehicles in it. And I'm going to go ahead and hit download because I want to make sure I got one of each. All right, it's download complete. Now that we downloaded some videos and photos, now we could select the local on top where it says device, which is in red, local is in black. So let's select that one, and you can see the videos that we downloaded, and local is highlighted in red. Now let's go to emergency videos, and we have one that we downloaded where compared to the multiple we have in the loop recording and 2 in emergency videos. So let's go to local, emergency videos 1. Now let's go to photos, and you can see the ones we downloaded. Then we go to device, let's go back, and we got 3 photos, local, let's go back, and we got 4 videos that we downloaded. All right, so I'm going to arrow back out of there. So since we know how to download or delete our photos, either one or multiple. Start recording. All right, so we're back at our main menu, and the dash cam is recording. So what I want to do is arrow back one more time out. Okay, from this menu, we could hit album, and it's the same album that we just went to in our live screen. So it's the same album. I just want to make sure you see that both albums are the same. They're just different ways to access them. All right, so we're going to arrow back out, and we're going to arrow back out one more time, and we're going to do it one more time. And now we're at this menu, and we're going to select album. This is your local album. This is one we were looking at earlier. These are the ones that are saved to your cell phone. All right, so those are the local album. This is how you could access that one. All right, so let's get back into our device. So we got to the live view. We got to the album. Now let's select about device. It just gives you the information of the dash cam. All right, so we're going to get out of that. I just want to make sure we touch every icon, every menu we have. So we go back to live view. On top of the display screen, you're going to see 3 menu items. And the one on the left where it says MI is your mileage. Next one to the right is your time, how long the dash cam has been on. And the next one to your right is your altitude. Now, if we click on that AR to turn it on and off, the information on the screen disappears. Now we could turn that back on, and there you go. And also, if you notice, the miles per hour in red circle will disappear also when we turn it off. Let's do it one more time, and you see all the information, including the miles per hour in red circle, is gone. We'll click it back on, and there you go. But now let's go to drive mode, and you're going to see the same information on the display screen appear on the bottom. And here, while you're driving, you could have this on, and you could put it on your cell phone. You put it to the side in your cell phone holder, and while you're driving, it's going to give you your average speed, your highest speed, your altitude, and mileage. It'll give you all that information, and your mile per hour will be in the red circle. All right, now to get out of there, just click the back arrow. We're back, and we could turn the AR back on to get to the information on top of the display screen. Okay, we've gone through everything on this screen, and we also went over the settings. So now we're going to get out of that screen, and we've gone over everything on this screen as well. So we're going to back arrow one more time. All right, now we're at this screen. If you want to add another device to this app, you hit the plus symbol on the top right. Now to enter into the Dashcam app, you hit enter. Now underneath that is quick settings. If you click on quick settings, it will give you the most used settings, which is speaker volume, your G sensor sensitivity, parking guard sensitivity, your microphone, and if you select more, it'll give you all the settings. All right, so let's get out of that. So we know what's everything on this screen. So all we have left is this screen. Now, the first one is device, because we know that's how you get into the app. We back arrow out of that. We went albums. We went through that already. We're going to back arrow after that. Next one I want you to see is the parking locator. If you're parked in a large parking lot or garage, you can use the parking locator feature to help you find your vehicle. The parking locator will find your vehicle and will give you Google Maps directions to get to your vehicle. You could also put a timer on how long you'll be at the venue. You can then select the ground, basement, or floor when you're parked in. You could even write a comment on to help you remember. You could put second floor next to F3 column. You can then take a few pictures of landmarks where you parked, and it'll save them on the parking locator. So this is a good tool. Now let's go to reports. This is our last thing we need to look at. Let's continue with the menu on the top left. We're going to go to settings. And here you could select the type of map that you like. And of course, we're going to choose Google. Back arrow out of that. Your unit system, if you want to use kilometers or miles. I'm using miles. I'm getting out of there. And then here's your cache data. And you could clear the cache if you want or not. I'm going to hit cancel because I have some things saved in here I want. I'm going to back arrow after that. I'm going to go back to the menu, and there's Help Center. And you got the user manual or facts. So let's go to the user manual, and let's go to the Dashcam on top. And here you could download the manual and get everything you need, except this is not the Dashcam I have, but it does have some good information on there that we could use. So it gives you information, your parking mode, time lapse, and so forth, and some troubleshooting. So the information is the same. It's just the Dashcam is different on here, because this Dashcam also has camera calibration, and it has parking mode and time lapse. So everything is the same, even the LEDs. All right, so we're going to go ahead and back arrow out of that. And if you have a dash cam, the front and back, you could select that one and it'll give you some information there too. Back arrow out of that. And then you have M22, and that is for that dash cam as well. All right, so I just want to make sure again I show you everything that's involved here. So we're going to back arrow again, go back to the menu, and next is facts, frequent asked questions. And if you have any issues or anything, frequent asked questions, you could do it here. Let's get out of there. Go back to the menu. And last one is about. It has a Miofive and it has a version it's on, and you could check for updates. So let's go ahead and check for updates. All right, we're up to date.
Okay, so we gone over how to connect to the app. We went over the menus and settings and how to play back videos. If this video was helpful for you, please like this video because it really helps the channel. If you're interested in this product, I'll put links in the description down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and select all notifications because I also have the Miofive review, a step-by-step video how to install the dash cam, and the unboxing. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.